And a good evening to you. Welcome inside the Bottom Line. Lanny Ford, Juju Phillips along with you. Glad to have you here on a Monday night. We are in studio tonight because of necessity. I was scared of thunderstorms, and I don't think we're done with them. But right now we don't have any rain. We got sunshine. When I came out of Charlotte about 3 o'clock, I went through some of that sideways rain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was serious about it.
That usually happens around the lake, right?
Yeah.
You get that lake effect rain
Yeah.
late
It's
afternoon.
coming up 16.
Yeah, thunderstorms.
Coming off 485. But, hey, we're here. Glad to be here.
And good to be back. You know, last Monday we were at the Catawba County Sports Hall of Fame ceremonies. Yep. Great ceremony. Wonderful.
You got a lot of high marks on that. I'll go ahead and tell you.
500 people. A little over 500.
Yeah.
We served about 494 people, I think, 492, 495, something like that. And went off quite well. We got it done in 2 hours. That's including the meal. Yeah.
That's
5:30,
working pretty good.
2.5 hours. 2.5 hours.
Yeah, that's working pretty good. Did you see the tweet that came out? Everybody's saying it's probably just in jest.
From whom?
Drew Brees.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay. Cryptic tweet by Drew Brees, who hinted a possible return to football was likely made in jest.
Yeah.
He created a social media stir Sunday night when, as part of a tweet to add speculation about his future, that he may play football again. Now, he's had the shoulder surgery, but according to Dan Patrick, it don't make you brand new just because you can do that.
No. I don't think – I think his days as a competitive quarterback are numbered, are over. And maybe he's trying to stir up some interest maybe in getting a new contract, depending on what they do. If you looked at NBC's football schedule, Sunday night football schedule, it's not as attractive, in my opinion, as maybe ESPN's Monday night football is. So they don't have as many attractive games. Maybe I don't know if he's getting ready to take another job somewhere.
This is what the tweet said. Despite speculation from media about my future this fall, I'm currently undecided. I may work for NBC. I may play football again. I may focus on business and philanthropy. I may train for the pickleball tour, senior golf tour, coach my kids, and all of the above. I'll let you know. So there you go.
All the above except for playing professional football, I would agree. He could probably do all of that. Pickleball is getting to be pretty popular.
I told you, my boss, he's the North Carolina Seniors champ in his age group, 80+. And he won't play with anybody over 60 because they're not competitive enough. And he's even been to Arizona to play in the national games. He is big into pickleball.
And that is basically racquetball with a smaller racket? Is that what pickleball is?
On a tennis court.
On a tennis court.
With a smaller tennis court. It's a wooden, solid racket.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a wiffle ball. And I don't know the rules exactly, but but it's kind of built for the people that enjoyed tennis but have kind of aged out. The knees won't let them take the pounding from running around a tennis court.
Okay.
And I think that's kind of where it's come from. But,
Very competitive.
Yes, and it's very popular.
Mm-hmm. They have a very – I think there are a couple of courts over in the Hickory area, over in the western part of the city. West Hickory, the old Westmont Center, I think. It's a senior center, and they have pickleball courts there. They play often.
And they can just put a net up and mark it off because it doesn't take a whole lot of space. Mark said he would take Drew over Cam the Scam in a New York Minute.
Oh, yeah, I don't think Cam's days as a starting quarterback are finished.
Happy Monday, sis. She says, go Canes. Are you going to the game tonight? I thought she texted me something about going to a game. Is Game 7 tonight?
No, they won Game 7.
So is it conference finals now coming up?
No, second round.
Second round.
Yeah, second round they're going to play the Rangers. New York Rangers, who beat the Pittsburgh Penguins in overtime last night.
Now, let me ask you this.
They're called Caniacs, by the way, if you're a fan of the Hurricanes.
Let me go back to the Drew Brees thing. Who owns his rights? Did he play out his last year at New Orleans, so is he a free agent?
Yeah, I don't know that. I'm guessing New Orleans did, and do they maintain did they file retirement papers? I'm sure that some of the reporters will start to dig a little bit and see if it's really, really true. And again, this is the time of the year where you hear this kind of stuff.
Procedural questions. Okay, procedural questions. That's what inquiring minds want to know. And I'm looking for that. Had surgery on his left non-throwing shoulder, according to multiple reports. He feels better than he did a year ago, acknowledged that he was dealing with a myriad of nagging injuries, including a punctured lung. If Breeze doesn't return to the Saints or another team this summer, it's possible he could stay in shape for another opportunity that arises. The Saints, after all, did gauge his interest last December when they were down to their fourth starting quarterback.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
I do. No, I don't think so. I think as a quarterback, if you stay away that long, it's tough to come back, especially when you're 30, 9 years old, 38, 9, 40 years old.
Who, Breeze?
Yeah.
He's over 40, isn't he?
No, is he younger than – yeah, he might be. You're right.
He's I saw it up here.
Is he 40, 41? Yeah. Much as
43.
He's 43?
He is 43. He's just a year behind Tommy.
Okay, so as Shakespeare would say, it's much to do about nothing.
Okay. I'm going to go. Contract status. Placed on the NFL's reserve/retired list last June, but he could always apply for reinstatement since he still has 1 year remaining on his contract with the Saints. So he would have to go back to the Saints or they would have to cut him.
Yeah.
That final year would toll and they would maintain his rights. Interestingly, though, Breeze has lowered his salary to the veteran minimum of $1.075 before he retired to help with salary cap. So the two sides would like to have to work out a new agreement whether he returned to the Saints or wanted to play for another team. Interesting. You don't think so?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I think it's a non-story.
Okay. I'm just
Maybe the Panthers can make a run at him.
Just reporting what I read. Lindsay said Wednesday is game 1 of round 2. Game 7 in Raleigh for Boston versus Carolina set a new attendance record for the Canes. This area has embraced the Canes once again. Of course, winning helps, and a lot of Bruins fans were there as well. Lindsay said they call it the loudest arena in the NHL.
It is one of the loudest.
Game.
Yeah, it is one of the loudest.
Yeah.
And is this the first time they've won a playoff series since when they last won the Stanley Cup back in 2005 or whenever they won it?
You are way over my head now.
It's been a long time since they won a playoff series. I know that. I don't know the exact date, but I watched a little bit of it on Saturday night. And it was quite interesting. I mean, they got into it.
I'm so disappointed. I haven't had any softball to watch lately. The conference tournaments got over kind of early.
Yeah, Arkansas is the team to watch, I believe, this year.
And I'm waiting for playoffs to start. Speaking of playoffs, in just a few minutes we're going to talk with Chris Ramirez, head coach at Lenore-Ryan. Lenore-Ryan is in is it Region 10? Did I read that?
No, they're in the Southeast region. Region
Southeast.
10, you're talking about the junior college
I got you.
and junior college tournament. And
You tweeted about that with Caldwell and CVCC.
Yeah, and Caldwell won their region, so they're going to and I don't know the difference between a Division II and a Division III junior college World Series. Caldwell, in their second-year program, are going to the Division III Junior College World Series, which is being played over in Tennessee at Tusculum University.
Okay.
And CVCC, if they had won over the weekend, they could have went to the World Series for Division II. And I don't know the difference between Division II, Division III. I don't know if it has to.
Maybe it's when you start.
Maybe. It may be. And then you can move up. But baseball's been pretty good around here. You got 3 programs in the region, in the area, and all 3 have made the playoffs or some type of tournament. CVCC did, of course, and then Caldwell, and then LR won their conference tournament a couple of weeks ago, and now they learned last night the NCAA had one of those selection shows, and LR got the 4th seed in the Southeast region, and they're going to open play this Thursday, only the second time in school history they've made the NCAA tournament. So, yeah, we're going to talk with Coach Ramirez, who's, I think, probably up for he can't say it, but I would say it. He would be up for the National Coach of the Year right now.
For what he's done.
For what he's done
in
so
the time
far.
period.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let me take a break. We come back, we'll have Coach Ramirez on right here on the Bottom Line.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver, or visit mooneyinsurance.com. At Stifel Nicholas, we're committed to offering investors personalized investment guidance. We're a full-service organization with departments staffed with professionals that specialize in a wide range of investment opportunities, from the most conservative to the most aggressive. We strive to give each account, regardless of size, careful, individual attention. Call 4Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC and the New York Stock Exchange. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. And welcome back. Nice Monday afternoon, but too flipping hot. I'll go ahead and tell you, 84 degrees outside. I'm seeing low mid 90s
this week
forecast for the end of the week. I am not happy about that. We got high school baseball coming up tomorrow night. It'll be East Lincoln hosting Carson in the third round. North Lincoln is still in.
Okay,
we're alternating between the two. We did East Lincoln last Tuesday. Then we did North Lincoln on Thursday. The game moved up from Friday to Thursday, so it's back to East Lincoln since they both are still in and won. So that's kind of how we do it. If we got multiple teams, we'll share the love.
That's pretty good. Yeah. And I guess East Lincoln's been a team all year. Mm-hmm. Even from early in the season, I remember a lot of people talked about them as being a state contender this year.
That's what they're saying. We're waiting for Coach Ramirez to give us a call, and as soon as he does, we'll get that on for you. Let me get everything set up over here for him. Let me give you these while I got time. CVAC Baseball All-Conference. Coach of the Year is Frank Porter. Offensive Player of the Year, Parker Staborski.
Yeah.
How about that?
Bandy's signed with LR.
Staborski. Did you see that? Staborski.
Yeah, he was one of the student athletes last week recognized at the Hall of Fame.
Okay. And Defensive Player of the Year, Cade Spencer. I think he's also from Bandy's.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Your All-Conference, Zach Barnett, Tarek Bumgarner, Nolan Jones, Cade Spencer, Parker Stabrowski from Bandy's. From Lincoln, Will Blackburn, Sam Carpenter, Easton Dellinger, and Gavin Jimenez. From West Lincoln, Taylor Cook, Noah Gant, Evan Hartsoe, Brett Mason. Bunker Hill, Carson Elder, Tanner Knipe, Drew Moore, and Preston Workman. From Maiden, Brendan Harrison and Tyler Hedgepeth. From East Burke, Chloe Etchert and Cooper Green. From Newton, Jorge Rodriguez. And from West Caldwell, Ashton Minton. Newton's still on that longest. Don't they have a pretty bad losing streak going in baseball?
I don't know. I don't know.
Thinking like they did. Let's see. Sis says the Cup was 06, and yes, that was the last time they won a playoff series.
Wow.
Mark said he's out. He gave us all the Canes knowledge that he had, so he can't help us anymore on that. I
know the guy that was on the team in 06 is now their coach.
Okay.
I believe.
Lynn said I think they've won one other time, but that it was the first trip to the second round maybe since the Cup.
Yeah.
Maybe they have won a playoff series, but won some games. But since the Cup back in 06, that'd be 16 years ago.
16 years ago. Yeah, that's a long time.
This is the first I've seen about the ESPN reporting that NFL officials are scheduled to meet with Deshaun Watson this week. Meeting will take place in Texas. NFL has been investigating Watson to determine if he violated its code of conduct. Watson is facing 22 civil lawsuits from women who have accused him of inappropriate sexual conduct during massage sessions. There's an oxymoron right there on the beginning. Let me go to our phones. And, Coach?
How's it going?
Doing good. We got you live on the air. Coach Chris Ramirez from Lenore Ryan. Thanks for joining us, and congratulations.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Is it tough keeping the guys fired up and ready to continue the season?
That's probably the easiest part, honestly. It's it's the NCAA tournament. Everybody, it's college baseball. It's a little different, but we're not in March, but it's our version of March Madness, and I think baseball sells the College World Series really well. With Omaha and Division II's, Cary, and but I do think that we forget sometimes this is it. This is March Madness for us, and we're in the field of 56. It's not 64. It's the field of 56, and our bracket starts this Thursday.
Hey, Coach, congratulations again after winning the South Atlantic Conference tournament. It seems like a long time. It's only been a couple of weeks since you last played. What have you been doing to try to keep the guys sharp to get ready for this?
Yeah, it's been a little bit. I'll be honest, that first week back, we got back really late Monday night into Tuesday morning, and it was an exciting tournament with the conference championship, and that first week off wasn't a bad thing. Get a little rest, get caught up a little, but the second one here, we're getting a little antsy. We've treated it like I've used the bowl games. When you qualify for a bowl game in football, you get that bonus time, to practice and train, and that's kind of the way we've looked at it. We've hit the weight room hard. Sometimes during the season, we still lifted 3 times a week, 3 times a week during the season, but sometimes, it's natural to feel like you got to be a little careful, back off a little during the season. But these last 2 weeks, we've cranked it up in the weight room and hit it hard. And, hopefully we can use this time as a little refresher and even a strengthening phase for us, going into what's hopefully just weekend one of the next 3 if we go take care of business.
21 years since the last time LR baseball has made the NCAA tournament. As you look, I know you don't look back as much, but was there a game or a series that the team played that you thought, this team might do some special things this year?
There's a couple of people have asked me that, if there's just been that moment, or, there's actually been so many, and I don't know, the big ones, the most recent one, just, to be able to play in that conference tournament and just for LR, to get past that first round and then into the championship, and then you match up, really all those matchups, if somebody phrased it like the redemption tour, and I don't know if we looked at it that way, but, opening round with Queens, they had beaten us pretty good that week before the conference tournament, and then we got them first and beat them, and then the rival down the road in Catawba, they took care of us this season, and then we get them next, and we got them and won, and then Wingate, of course, is always an LR rival, and defending national champs to need to go beat them twice and do it. I think that's just in the big picture, on a national level, to go win a tournament, to go win the GLV, the SAC, is, probably the biggest thing that we've been able to do and accomplish as a program this season.
It's the second time that you've, the second program that you've taken to the NCAA tournament, and I'm sure, and I haven't checked down the roster, but what are some of the messages, or what is the message to the players on how different the playoffs are than the regular season?
The biggest, we try not to make it different, because we've been playing, if we're doing it right, we are playing at this level every weekend, and that's why we're in the position we are in. So I do think, for the most part, nothing is going to change, because we've gone about our business every week during the season, as if it was the moment that we're about to jump into. But you can't replicate it either, and so we've talked about just, those jitters, those nerves, that you're going to feel, embrace them. That's what you want. They're going to sharpen us for the games, not, don't be afraid of that feeling that you get in your stomach when you step onto the field during the conference tournament, the conference championship, now the regional tournament. Those are good nerves, and I think that's the part that you can't replicate completely, but it's exciting.
Coach, I know you've talked about before on this program of the contributions you've gotten from a bunch of different guys. Just want to ask you a couple of questions about the local kids from this area. There's a pitcher from Maiden on the team as a freshman, Bryce Stober from Hickory, and Andrew Patrick, one of your top pitchers from Bandy's. Could you talk about some of those guys, some of the local kids, and even from the region that have contributed to this program this year?
Yeah, the three you mentioned there, Floyd from Maiden, a true freshman, that's, was good in high school, but I think really hit a spurt, whatever you want to call it, a jump, a growth spurt, or, kind of found his way, in the fall with us, and then, just excelled. And as the season has gone for us, he's electric. He's gone from, we saw him 82, 84 in high school, and then, there's some 88s in the spring, in the fall, and, now we saw some 92, 93s. He's electric, as a true freshman for us. It's awesome to see out of anybody, but, obviously really cool, for a guy right here in our backyard. And then, Patrick's been the, kind of the poster child for us, and, CVCC and Bandies, and, just the leader, and, he's just he's the heartbeat. He's been the heartbeat for our program, and just off the charts in every area. And Bryce Sober, just another, just the program guy, and you guys knew more about him than I did. Just work ethic, and coach, he's just going to outwork everybody. He's just going to outwork everybody. He's going to find a way to play. He's going to find a way to play. I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, this is college. It's hard to just, everybody works hard, but, you guys were right. He's just the guy that just outworks everybody and finds a way. And that's what he's done in our program for 3 years. So, those are 3 great examples of what we look for. And, it's, really cool that they've come from homegrown right here in our backyard. So, yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head with those 3 guys.
We're talking with head coach Chris Ramirez from Lenore-Ryan. Somewhere you and Juju's going to have to explain the bracket thing. These are the most confusing brackets I've ever seen. I pulled it up online. It's 16 pages, each with its own little leg. And the only thing that I can figure out for sure, this is a double elimination tournament, correct?
It is, and I'm with you. And it is not the most clear-cut bracket. The reason why it's like that, we get 56 teams in, not 64.
Mm-hmm.
A couple years ago, it was only 48, so I shouldn't complain too much because
48 worked out even. That worked out. That's why that's a nice number. Nice number.
Exactly. Well, so it's a Title IX thing. It's access ratio is the buzzword in terms of why is it like that. So without. And I don't know.
Well, let me ask you. I'll help you here because I know you've looked at your bracket. There are 3 teams in your bracket. North Greenville, the host team, they are the number 1 seed.
Right.
And then there's a 4 and 5. That you guys are at 4. Pembroke's at 5. Here's where I get confused. The loser of your game between you and Pembroke will play on Thursday at 4 p.m.
Right after
like a doubleheader against North Greenville. Right. Okay.
The number 1 team.
Yep. Now, the winner of game 1, which will be either you or Pembroke, move into your bracket. Then I can't figure out who you're going to play.
Play the winner.
The winner of what?
Who survives between North Greenville and Pembroke? If LR wins.
But what happens? What happens if?
But you got another leg out there.
What happens if the number 1 team loses to the team that loses game 1, and now there's
they've got a loss. Where do they go?
They both have a loss.
They have to play another game against each other. 2-game series.
I don't think so.
No, I can't. That's what I'm saying. I can't figure it out. And it says
wrong.
winner of game 1, your game, and then on the bottom it says winner/loser of game 2, which is North Greenville. So what's it going to be? I can't figure out how you get 3 teams through there. That's where I'm confused. And every bracket's different. They've all got a different little look to them. So I thought I would ask because it's hard for me to talk about it if I can't understand it.
Well, and I've tried to explain it to our team for a little bit, and I can't either. So
I don't feel bad then.
I just went with game 1. I know we're playing at noon on Thursday. That's all I'm going with right now. And I do know that if we happen to lose that first one, we would play right away again. So we're prepared for worst case scenario. And we know we play somebody the next day. I don't exactly know what time, and I don't exactly know who, if we win and when we win. But I'm going to learn this bracket right along with you guys.
Okay. I'd rather just somebody tell me, because it makes my head hurt looking at that one, because it just, most time you could take a bracket and you can follow it. You can all the way out, even a double elimination, because usually what happens in a double elimination, you drop back into what's called a loser's bracket. You work your way out, and you don't play anybody from the winner's side till you get to that final game. And so I'm confused, but that's okay. The biggest part is you're in it. You're playing on Thursday at noon at North Greenville. So if you want to go to North Greenville, that's not far.
That's Tigerville, South Carolina.
That's an easy trip down there. And when I look through the brackets, and I'm making an assumption here, number 1 seeds became host sites. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah, number 2 seeds, which is Wingate in the other bracket, which they have 4 teams.
Stop it. They've got a crazy leg like that one. I've already looked at that.
Hey, Coach, before we let you go, you played North Greenville twice already. You guys split this year, but you you haven't played Pembroke in a number of years. It's been 4 or 5 years that they last played Pembroke. What do you know about your opponent?
On paper and on video, all 3 teams are actually very alike in our little crazy 3-team bracket, especially if you look at it statistically. Offenses, they all hit all 3 teams are hitting like 330. All 3 teams hit home runs. Both those teams steal a little bit more bases than we do. But it's 3 offensive teams with some firepower, and then same thing on the mound. All 3 teams have some velocity, some stuff guys, and good starters and talented relievers. So I think it's going to be a heck of a weekend. All good matchups, no matter where you're at.
Coach Chris Ramirez, best of luck to you on Thursday, and I hope we're talking to you next week about advancing on past this weekend.
For sure, I appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach. We appreciate it. We'll take a timeout, and then when we come back,
got me confused.
Juju's going to explain the brackets to me. Now, it's easy in the Wingate bracket. They got 4 teams.
Yeah.
They've got Columbus State, Belmont Abbey, Wingate, and Young Harris. And then below that, they have a loser's bracket or elimination bracket, however you want to call it, that you come up through, and you don't play. You got to win that whole bracket to meet up with the winner that hasn't lost a game. Yep. But the 3-team brackets, I got nothing. So you can figure it out for me, and you can tell me later. That's all I'm going to say, because I am lost and confused.
All right, boss.
Thank you.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit MooneyInsurance.com. At Stifel Nicholas, we're committed to offering investors personalized investment guidance. We're a full-service organization with departments staffed with professionals that specialize in a wide range of investment opportunities, from the most conservative to the most aggressive. We strive to give each account, regardless of size, careful, individual attention. Call 4Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC and the New York Stock Exchange. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. And welcome back. After very careful consideration, dissection, we have come up with how this works. The loser of the first game with Lenoir Ryan and Pembroke will play North Greenville.
Yeah.
North Greenville wins, then the loser from the first game is eliminated because they have 2 losses. Mm-hmm. And that means the winner of the first game would play North Greenville twice because you're going to have 2 losses to get out.
Yep.
If North Greenville loses, then the winner from the first game that beat North Greenville would advance to the next bracket. Lenoir Ryan's down here. The loser of game 2 would come down here, and then the winner of that would go on. And when you got to that round, both teams would have 1 loss.
Yeah.
So they don't have to make it that complicated. It's too late in the day to me to think it that hard. And we were talking about when we were at break, in the Wingate bracket, they got 4 teams. So they have an elimination bracket on the bottom. The first 2 teams that lose come down here, and they have to win their way all the way through.
There are 8 regions, and why don't you have 8 teams? They used to have 6, or go back to 6. They expanded it, as you heard, 6 more teams.
You may know this. Are games broadcast anywhere? Lenoir Ryan's main chance?
They will be streamed through the NCAA.
Through the Institute Division II?
Yeah.
There you go, Mason.
Yep.
Jeff Mason was asking that. He said it sounds like a pod bracket.
Yeah, that's what it is.
If teams are tied, could go by runs allowed.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Seems like they make
baseball's that strange game.
Well, no, they need to simplify it. It's not that complicated.
I'll give you strange. Do you know what time first pitch was for the Atlanta Braves yesterday?
I do not know.
Sunday. First pitch in Atlanta.
In Atlanta. It was was it a day game, you mean? 11:30.
11:35.
Okay.
Wait a minute. What's even better than that? They were playing San Diego, a West Coast team, which would have been on at 8:35.
And why did they do that?
I've got nothing. I thought
it
was a misprint when I put the schedule up for WLOE.
Was that a getaway day?
I got nothing. I have no idea. I really don't.
And baseball, Major League Baseball, the schedule's a mess. Where some teams they play on a Sunday night and they play the next day in another city on Monday.
Well, now
baseball wanted to get the even schedule or a balanced schedule. They need to, and I know they're playing all these games for the money, but if every Monday was a day off for the whole league.
Used to be.
Yeah. Well,
Mondays and Thursdays used to be travel. Milton says it's Sunday brunch baseball.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, I'm sure San Diego had to be someplace today. Maybe they had an off day. They give them an extra travel day. Get the game over with by the mid-afternoon. Though I don't think they're going to be doing this Sunday brunch type thing in the middle of summer. I guess they will.
And who told me? Oh, guy that I just saw earlier today. He's a big Braves fan. He said the only place you could find that game yesterday was Peacock.
Oh, that's why they did it then. It was on the Peacock network.
Okay.
They're on Apple TV and they're on Peacock, so they're bending to the side of TV.
But Peacock is the streaming side of NBC, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just hard for me to know all the players. I don't have a program, so it's hard for me to know how. It's gotten so confusing. It used to be you could watch the Braves on TBS every game.
I know.
Every game.
Yeah.
But now I don't.
They're on Bally Sports. They're on, as you said, Peacock. They're on Apple TV. They're on MLB Network. They're on ESPN. They're on FS1. So, yeah. Wherever baseball has sold itself to whichever network's going to give them the money.
Sold its soul. Now, we have our final four teams for NBA, and then I'll turn you loose. Boston opens up at Miami, and this will be Tuesday the 17th at 8:30. And then on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, Dallas at Golden State. Boston, Miami, Dallas, and Golden State. I heard a topic today talking about how the NBA has kind of changed their direction in coaches. They went from players to nerds because coaches couldn't understand that 3 points was more than 2 points when they did their strategy thing. So they went to nerds because nerds could figure that out. Now the coaches have become nerds, the former players, and now it's made it cycle. If I'm not mistaken, 3 of the 4 coaches left in the NBA championship are former players.
Okay.
And so it's kind of made that full circle and come back.
Which game was it this weekend? It was a Game 7.
It was awful, won by like 30 points.
Well, there were a couple Game 7s that were blowouts. I guess the one with the Phoenix Suns, there were 88 three-pointers in the game. 88.
Wow.
88. Usually it's 30 to 40. And I just caught a glance of, and I saw some of the highlights, and somebody mentioned 88 threes. The teams combined to take, not make, but take 88 three-pointers. That is, to me, that's not very exciting basketball. It's almost unwatchable.
Last Sunday, Milton said, was Boston versus Chicago White Sox was the brunch game. So maybe they're doing a brunch game every week on Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I had no idea. No idea. Let's see. What else you got before? I've got a couple things we can go to. What you got on your
No, I
mind?
just had a list of questions for Coach Ramirez.
Okay, so we're good?
We're good.
Okay.
Fire away.
I listened to Cowherd today talking about
I'm sorry. You were going to talk about Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, they're just going to meet. But 2 grand juries failed to indict him. Mm-hmm. And my question is, what's going to happen?
I don't think anything is for a while.
Then why is he meet with the NFL now?
I think they're doing their due diligence. I think they're probably doing as much of their homework and investigating the process as they can. I mean, if they come down with a decision and it comes out that it's worse than what they thought, and they say, well, we're going to suspend him 4 games and it's worse, what are they going to do? Okay, we're going to suspend you 4 more games. Or if they say it comes out, they suspend him for 6 games, and it comes out there was really nothing there. So they're stuck. So I think they're going to wait, and I think they'll wait all the way up to training camp.
Is it fair to put him out? Is it fair not to have a decision before the season begins?
I think it's fair to have a decision made by the season.
I think you got to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They could have done anything they wanted to. Last year, he didn't play.
Yeah.
And they did nothing.
I think they'll do something now because since he's been traded, I think there'll be some and you're probably going to hear more stuff coming out of Cleveland. And if I'm Cleveland, I don't get rid of Baker Mayfield just yet. I know he's burned bridges, but if Deshaun Watson's going to be suspended for 10 games or 8 games, which is a possibility, strong possibility.
Does Cleveland know more than we do?
I don't know. I don't know that.
Lincoln says 3-pointers have ruined NBA basketball. 3-pointers have ruined basketball, Lincoln. I go back to and some of you old softballers can tell me what it was called.
Slow pitch.
Well, back in the slow pitch day, there were certain leagues, now not what Howard's played in, but there were certain leagues that were capped on home runs.
Per inning.
Game.
Per game.
Yeah. Like you were limited to 7. I'm just throwing a number out there.
I didn't know that.
Any shot after 7 was an out, period. That's it, to make you play it in the field.
Okay.
Now, I don't know what it was called, but there were different classifications.
Yeah.
You know, that I never played that, so I don't.
Like USSSA and that.
Yeah,
kind of,
they had all kind of different things with different things. Lincoln said Division A, B, C, and D. There you go. That Lincoln, he's on top of things.
Yeah.
He probably umpired or something back in that day. Anyway, back to Cowherd. A lot of stuff has come out. Nick Saban, nobody's buying it. Nick said, you know, we need to get parity. I'm sorry, nobody's going to convince me he plays fair. He may play fair, but there are people at Alabama that don't play fair as far as getting recruits and all that kind of stuff. So he had this idea. Here's what you do.
You talking about Cowherd or talking about Saban?
Cowherd.
Okay.
Cowherd. But Saban said it needs to be more. It needs to have more parity. How do you get more parity?
Okay.
Here's what Cowherd said. What's the NFL do for the team that wins it all in the draft?
Oh, they put him down at the bottom, yeah.
And what do they do with the team with the worst record?
They get the first draft pick.
They get the first draft pick. So here's what he said. He's got a couple of fixes for this. First thing he says, and you can't do some of this because it just won't work. The first one he said, well, the first thing they need to do with Division I big-time football is they need to cut it from 85 to no more than 75 scholarships, maybe even 70. People say, oh, no, what happened to all these kids? They'll go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because they got the scholarships, okay? And he said, let's just say you went 75 scholarships. If you win the national championship, you get cut to 70 the next year because we got to bring you, you know, just like the NFL does with, you know, picking first and last.
Yeah.
The problem with that is there's always been cheating in college football. It just goes back under the table, and it's not going to matter. I don't think college football is an animal that you can control unless you're really willing to take some hard action and make people pay. Because we've had these rules forever, but nobody they can't be enforced by the NCAA. The presidents don't care. They can say whatever they want to. They are athlete students, not student athletes at the major programs.
So in the big-time programs, Division I, you have 85 total scholarships. Mm-hmm. Why? Where did that number come from? Is that something?
The 85?
Yeah.
Got nothing.
And why is it not, like you said, not 75? Why is it not 60, right? You got 55 on a pro football team. Why do you need 100 and some guys on a college football team? Why can't the third team right tackle play left tackle as a backup or something? Why do they have to have 100 guys on the football team?
Link said Southern Cal and Texas used to give scholarships to players to keep them from going to the competition.
Yeah.
Even if they weren't good enough to play there, they didn't want to go play for somebody else, so they would find some money, scholarship, to get those players there. And that's what I'm talking about. Like that's the whole point that I'm making. We've brought it above board, but you still hadn't cut it off and fixed it, and you're not. I don't want to say college football is the dirtiest thing out there, but it's getting really close.
Why don't they cap it with the scholarships and also cap it with the income that's brought in to the program? And cap their coaches' salaries.
Coaches don't agree to that either. I know.
I mean, the model for say Vanderbilt in the SEC, they'll never compete with Alabama or Auburn or anybody in the SEC. Mm-hmm. The lowest ranked team in the ACC rarely will ever compete on the national level.
Is this just in football or in sports in general?
No, I'm talking about football.
Okay.
Yeah, in football. Because the revenue stream is not even close.
And I think you're right,
Wake Forest can never have the same kind of revenue stream as Alabama or Southern California, Ohio State, Clemson.
Link said at one time they had 115.
scholarships, now it's down to 85.
Yep.
There should be some type of system out there that these smart people can come up with that would be, as the watchword is, equitable.
But you got to be able to enforce the rule.
Yeah.
Everybody can come up with a rule, but you got to be able to enforce it. Another thing.
Hire a commissioner, somebody, a former coach.
Well, and that's what they're saying. Until they have a commissioner that controls it instead of the president, you're not going to stop it.
Yep.
The other thing he said, stop planning schedules 10 years out.
I agree there. I like that.
If you win the national championship, here's your schedule next year. Yeah. You're not playing the schedule you picked 6 years ago.
Yeah. Have a reveal type thing like the NFL did. Do the same thing. College football can do this the big-time college football can do the very same thing. Maybe we're heading that way in 4 or 5 years.
Okay. This says, I don't know if this is going to tell me exactly what I need. Football subdivision teams are allowed 85 scholarships per year. And these athletes cannot be divided among more. Cross country gets 18. They have 333 schools. Field hockey gets 12. They have 78 schools. FBS gets 120. Gets 85. They have 120 schools. FCS gets 63. They have 125 schools.
Yeah.
I was looking.
And that's what you keep hearing about the local college down the road here moving up to FCS level down the road because they are expanding their facilities. And they would have to go from 30, in football at least, from 30 to 63. And what NCAA, why do they not allow, say, any school, play up for one sport, play down for another?
Pembroke does.
Yeah.
Pembroke's not Division II in any other sport but baseball.
No, they are now in football.
They're Division II?
Yeah, they are Division II.
Wow, they were FCS.
No, UNC Pembroke. No, they were always they moved up from they started out. I want to say started out at like an NAIA. Anyway, they've always been at Division II. They've not come down.
Well, they used to play Appalachian.
UNC Pembroke?
Yeah.
No.
I'll look that up.
In football?
Yeah. Hold that thought.
They've only had football for like 8 years.
They brought it back, I think. Let me check that.
Maybe.
There are roughly 10,000 scholarship football players in D1. About 1 million people. That's not right.
10,000 D1 football scholarships are given out every year. And 1% of that.
Yes.
What's 1% of that? 100?
Please don't make me do math.
10% is 1,000, right? You said 10,000. Oh, no, 100,000. You're talking about 100,000 scholarship athletes. 1% of that. That's
Here we go. This is what I was looking for.
That's 1,000.
This is what I was looking for. Okay, when it started, when the NCAA started in 2006 as the Intercollegiate Athletic Association of the United States, it changed the name to NCAA in 1910. Football schools could offer as many scholarships as they could afford and many of them had 150 players. Yeah. There was no limit when it started. In 1973, it brought the first limitations on football scholarships to free up money for women's sports when Title IX was passed. This caused the NCAA school presidents and athletic directors to push through a limit of 105 football scholarships. And then in 1978, it went to 95. And then in 1992, it went to 85.
So we're looking at 1992, so it's been
30 years.
30 years.
30 years.
Maybe they need to come down on it. But why couldn't a school play up in one sport, say Division I in football, and then play down in basketball, or play down in football like Division II or FCS, and then play up in another sport?
Well, Davidson did that.
Yeah.
Davidson played D3 football at one time and D1 basketball.
Yeah. And now they are. It's not D3.
They're FCS non-scholarship.
Yeah. And again, that's a clerical thing, I believe, an accounting type thing. But why couldn't you have more schools do that? Why couldn't you have schools that cannot compete at the FCS level in football, that are year in and year out, just mediocre or worse? They cannot compete. They're putting money into the program, and they're not ever going to make the playoffs or make a playoff run. And I speak of teams in this region. I mean, is Gardner-Webb ever going to make a run in an FCS championship in football? Probably not.
That's
Wofford,
where
not.
I've said forever and ever they need to change the way it's handled in football.
Yeah. Let them play down.
And only football. Football needs to be looked at differently because of the money involved. For example, let's say Lenore-Ryan, just to use an example. Lenore-Ryan would like to play in the Southern Conference, but only football.
Okay.
And they would stay with all their other sports
in Division
II. Money, travel, all those type things.
Yeah, why not?
That should be something that would work.
Yeah, why not? I mean, everything. To me, everything should be out in the open, especially after what we went through the last couple of years. And so many schools cut programs, cut back programs, got rid of programs. I don't know why you couldn't. I don't know what the model is that that would not be a successful way to operate. I don't know.
It wasn't Pembroke. I guess I'm thinking of somebody else. I could have sworn they did. App used to play Central, North Carolina Central. Played A&T.
Yeah. A&T's now in the Big South.
Back before they moved up.
No, A&T went up to Division I, and now they've come back.
Big South's Division I, right?
Yeah, they're FCS.
Yes.
Yeah.
A&T went to – they didn't go to FBS.
I think so.
Wow.
The MEAC, whatever conference that is.
Maybe so.
Yeah, they've come down. Winston-Salem State was FCS for a while.
I didn't know that.
And now they're Division II. So there have been some schools that go up. Now they've come back down.
You got any on this days?
I did not bring any of that today.
That's okay.
Man.
That's completely okay. I had a story, but I left it on the other desk. And it's a Paul Harvey rest of the story.
Okay.
Give me 1 minute. This is good.
All right. Give me 1 minute. We have decided to come tomorrow when Ford joins you. You guys are going to talk about this bracketology for the college baseball in NCAA Division II, and how you have a 3-team bracket.
Okay, I'm going to read you a story. I thought this was good.
All right.
In 1870, this was in my daily devotion from Dr. Adrian Rogers. In 1870, a bishop named Milton Wright heard a person prophesy that one day men would fly like birds. When the bishop heard that, he said, "That's preposterous." He said, "Flight is reserved for the angels, and I beg you not to repeat your statement, lest you be guilty of blasphemy." 33 years later, Wilbur and Orville Wright, the sons of the good bishop, made their wonderful flight
there
at
you
Kitty
go.
Hawk.
That is good. Yeah, that's the rest
That
of it.
That was I've never heard that
No,
before.
me either.
Never heard that before. Yep.
And they were not from North Carolina, right? You knew that.
Ohio?
Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dayton, Ohio.
And there's still speculation on who claims them as the first in flight, North Carolina or Ohio.
There's a museum up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one of those places that needs to be on my bucket list I need to go. I've never been to the Outer Banks.
Me either.
Never.
I've been down here for 40 years. I've never been to the Outer Banks. I keep begging certain people to take me on a trip.
My father-in-law went every year. Some guys here in Maiden do the same thing, go out fishing.
Yeah.
Got to have 4-wheel drive. It's the only way you can get there, but out to the Outer Banks. Never seen it. That's probably one of the things I need to do. I need to put that on the
Is
bucket list.
is Duck, North Carolina, considered Outer Banks?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
All right. The
It
closest
is-
I've ever come has been seeing it on TV, like on Drivers, Dive-Ins, and Drives.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes out to all those restaurants out there.
Duck is actually on one of the barrier islands
Okay.
of the Outer Banks, if I'm not mistaken.
And where's Redbeard from? Or Bluebeard?
Oh, I don't know.
Bath. Where's Bath, North Carolina?
That was Blackbeard.
Blackbeard. Right? What did I say? Redbeard.
Redbeard. Redbeard and Bluebeard. I thought we was talking about beer. I wasn't sure there. Yes. And his real name?
I had a funny name. He's from Scotland or Ireland.
Edward Teach.
Teach.
Edward Teach.
Yeah, he was Scottish, I believe.
Link said, "Yeah, Alabama should not be able to play Western Carolina. They need to just give them a check if they that's what they're
Mercer
going
too.
for."
They played
Yeah, I know.
Mercer this year
I know.
too.
I know. No, I get it. Okay, that's it.
I like that story.
You like that story?
Yeah,
I
save
thought
it.
you would like that
Save
story.
that, yeah.
Yep. That's a good one. I'd never heard that one. So if you tune in tomorrow, you'll probably hear it again because this is so good. I'll probably repeat it. Have a good evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. 4 Remembrance in the house in the morning. Until then, have a great night. Try to stay cool. Summertime's here. See ya.